Acho que essa é o microfone.
What you get?
It's not though. Okay, yeah, that's enough of the clapping, mate.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so hey guys, I mean, this is our first podcast, or I don't know. Should we call it podcast?
Yeah, I guess. I mean that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, it's a camera, it's a voice recording, and it's us speaking. So what else should we call it than a podcast, right?
Yeah, no, I suppose you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like to begin by introducing us. Well, I'm Toby and he's Toby, so that's quite funny, ain't it?
Yeah, no, that's more than fair. Okay, how do we meet? Do you remember?
Well, that was in year 1.
Honestly, man, I think it's in year 1, but I don't remember the day we met.
Well, I think, we had to meet in like the first week of school, didn't we? It must have been like, I don't know, there were all these introduction shit. But a memory that I do remember is a memory that I thought you're like the biggest idiot in the year.
Okay.
I remember we were like in, where was it? Do you remember the place we went for the introduction
Year
trip?
1?
Yeah.
Induction trip. Okay, so year 1 induction trip was Yizera Mountains. I remember exactly. I remember precisely, Chad. I remember the guy that we had as like the mountain guide or whatsoever. I don't really care. The guy always pronounced it as like Yizera Mountains. And I remember being there with Oliver and Dan. And then there was like these 3 girls. They were all blonde. They were all like kind of pretty. And they still are pretty to this day.
3 girls? What 3 girls do you mean?
I don't... Is it appropriate to mention names in this?
I mean, when we're talking good faith, why not?
Yeah, honestly, like, I'm not making any disrespect to any of them, so...
Yeah, true, so, yeah, go
Okay,
for it.
so there was Natalie.
Yeah.
From my year.
Yeah.
There was Terka.
Yeah.
And to this day, bro, I don't remember, honestly. I think it was either Yana or...
Well, the trio of friends...
who's the third one? Who's the third one?
Well, the trio of friends was Natalie, Teresa, and Karolina Muchova.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus
that's true.
Yana.
Yeah.
But I don't remember Karolina Muchova or Yana being blonde that day, so...
Look,
okay,
man,
that doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter,
yeah,
but I do remember 3 girls that were kind of pretty back then. And we used to kind of... Me and Dan, we were talking to them, and he was sitting on them next to on the bus. On the way there, and also on the way back.
Yeah.
And I remember making kind of fun of it, but whatever. You know what? That's past us. And
that's 6 years back, right?
Yeah, dog. Is it 6 years or 5 years?
Well, 5.5.
5.5, almost 6.
Yeah, true.
So I remember that day, and then the rest of the induction trip. But you tell me when we met, because I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I knew there was another guy in the year called Toby, as I am, and I was like, oh.
Somebody stealing your original name.
Yeah, true. But I remember meeting you, and you had, back then, your voice was different. You had a crazy high-pitched voice, and you sounded like a fucking idiot.
Okay, but to be honest, didn't everybody had a higher pitched voice?
True. Yeah, for sure.
In all honesty, I understand, and I do recall, I've seen some videos of me back then recently, and I know that I did have some fucking crazy high-pitched voice, but let's be honest, who really didn't back then?
True. Well, doesn't matter. I remember just you having this crazy high-pitched voice. That's just a memory of that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay, but I remember you talking about some girls, and I was just like, oh, that's just some, like, fucking douchebag. And I remember we weren't friends until, like, the second half of year 1, or maybe earlier, because I remember that my best friend in year 1 was Yenik, right? We were like best friends, and we only talked.
Okay, but do you remember the reason for that? Do you remember why you guys were the best friends?
Not really.
Okay, let me get you guys in the story. In our school, when you come into year 1, you have these year 6 mentors. They're students of the year 6.
True.
They're the end of the.
By the way, me and Toby are now mentors of other students.
Absolutely right, and it's crazy to think about way back when we used to be absolutely new to the school. We had no idea how to speak proper English. At least I didn't, because I went from a Czech school, and the fact that there was a person who studied in this specific school for the past 5.5 years, pretty much the exact time as we're right now, and And these guys knew perfect English. These guys knew all the guidance, all the tips, all the tricks. They told us everything we needed to know about the school
Well,
itself, about women.
just sorry to interrupt you, but my mentor was horrific. I saw him like twice, and I never saw him again.
Yeah, okay, so that's one mentor. However, I do have to say that you guys talked a bunch to Yachim, if I remember well.
Yeah, but he wasn't my mentor. He was actually a dude I randomly met in year one. And he was like a super chill dude, like just a really cool guy. Looking back, now me being in year six, this guy was in year six back in the time, and he just talked to random year ones. We just came up to him that time, and he was really nice. He talked to us. He was just asking us questions, and I don't know. He talked to us like we were equals, even though we were not. And looking back, that was a really nice thing of like someone doing that for us. You know.
Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, so going back to the story of how you met, I do recall you and Yenik being the best friends at first, and I think that's because you guys had. I think Yenik had Yachim as his mentor, if I'm not mistaken. Because
Not sure, but it's possible. I just remember me and Yini like I don't know, being good friends and having fun together.
yeah, exactly. Because I do remember meeting you guys in the hall in the old building, which is way back when. That's what 2 years ago
Yeah.
almost. And I remember you guys always talking to him in the halls on the stairwell and stuff.
Because
And
he was like that cool the guy from year six we knew, you know.
yeah, no, absolutely. And I feel like you guys were the best friends. And I remember way back when me and Oliver were the best friends.
Oh, true.
And oh, that guy was a menace back then. Like, let me be honest. He's kind of crazy right now, but he's keeping it kind of private, and he's trying to run a business on it with the urbexing and stuff. But way
I
back
mean, nobody
when,
knows about that shit much, but I believe that guy.
but you know what? That guy deserves a promo, don't you
Yeah,
think?
true.
You know what, Oliver? We're gonna put his
differently. Oliver, you might have some thoughts about him, maybe some unpleasant thoughts. Deep down, he's a good guy, and he deserves a shout out. I mean, I have some of my best memories with that dude. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like that guy. He's been running his business kind of mindset, his entrepreneur mindset, for way longer than we've been running anything else.
true. But just to mention here, Oliver has been working his ass off by doing like I don't know how to call it in English, like the small town job, like the small
Yeah, he's basically running a part-time job
part time jobs.
in his mother's family, and it's not like I have the connection, so I'm working here.
No, Oliver's making really good money.
Yeah,
And I think
Oliver's.
he saved up like a shit ton. I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
it here,
no,
but
I am. Yeah, absolutely. Don't disclose any amounts. But that guy, he's been working really hard. I've been working for his mother's company as well, and I know for a fact that he's been making really good money.
yeah,
He's a hard worker, and I think he deserves a shout out, especially because he's running his little business. He's trying to start his content creation, and then kind of transferred into like a business model. And I feel like the category that he's in, as if in like urbexing theme and urbexing scene, I feel like it's not that widely known, and it's especially not like widely renowned and like well known and stuff in our country. I feel like
but
Czech people.
I think it has its own growing popularity. But true, maybe not that. But coming back to it, yeah, me and Yini used to be really good friends, and we'll drop a photo right here. 6 years ago, there was this graduation ball, right?
Yeah.
And me, Yini, and Dan have this really funny picture which we want to recreate this year on our graduation ball when we are graduating. So we'll drop the picture down here.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But coming back to the story, how we two met. If I'm not mistaken, we became friends through having English together. You remember the English classes with Ms. Beard in year one, right?
I do recall a bits of it.
I think me and you became like real good friends after we made that. It was an assignment to make like what was it like a? It wasn't a podcast. It was a.
So the thing about this, can I talk about this?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so the thing is, I did find this video quite recently, and it's this video sort of, I don't know, in English you call it an oral project, aka talking one another.
I think it was a talk show, right?
It was basically a talk show, basically meaning that you have a host of the show and then a person, and you made up this guest. It could be anyone, a celebrity or a made up person. It didn't really matter, and and you talk to them. You know, you ask them questions and you talk about their life and stuff. And I remember me and Toby way back when. I don't even remember. Honestly, can you recall if we were sitting next to each other? Because I can't.
I can't either, but
Exactly.
I mean, I remember we should have chosen partners for that project. We just chose
Yeah.
each other, and we basically made a talk show about me being like the talk show host and Toby.
No, the
being,
wrong way around, dog. I was the host of the show when
Oh
you
shit,
were.
you're right. Sorry, my
So
bad.
this
my
guy
bad.
decided to be the legendary, the man himself. He was playing the Tony Hawk in the show, and he did an amazing role. He played really well, and way back when, before we become friends, and I started skateboarding a little bit, really part time, and
Yeah, to go back on that, my life back then was literally revolved around skateboarding.
yeah, no, I feel like the sport that you did kind of defined your personality
Yeah,
to
true.
like the highest extent
Yeah,
possible. I feel like
100%.
way back when this guy was known as kind of the short guy. He was really chill, nice to everyone, and he was a I don't know how old were we? 13, 14?
No, maybe a bit. In year one, that's 6 years ago. So I was 12,
You were 12.
and you were 13.
Okay, let's just say he was 13 by back when.
Yeah, fair.
And this guy was known for being short and being really nice to everyone, being a good friend. But mostly, and most importantly, this guy was known as like a semi-professional skateboarder back then. Like he wasn't sponsored officially,
I think I got my first sponsor about in year one or year two, something like that.
Yeah, no, probably. I honestly can't recall, but I remember that this guy and his own personality was basically just derived from being a semi-professional skateboarder. He did so much hard work. The talent was there, even though his parents are not really like. He wasn't predestined, and he wasn't destined to be a skateboarder, but like he did it, and I feel like that's a big part of why everybody liked him back then because he did something different. And I remember this. Let's just talk about the video we did back then, the talk show video.
Yeah, I think we should introduce the video a bit, but we shouldn't spend like thousands. You know what? Maybe let's drop like a quick photo from the video, like a short section in here, just so they can see us 6 years ago.
Okay, I think we should drop the end part of it. I think we should do like snapshots from it. So like how I looked,
I'm a pretty good actor, you know.
how you looked,
Hey guys, it's Monday morning and my talk show's up.
me being in the bathroom.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, basically, look, it's stupid for us to talk about it. We'll just drop some snapshots here, and you can.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You can see Tony.
Friend.
I really want to ask you,
Yeah?
will you make a selfie with me?
Of course, you're my big fan, but only if you will sit in the trash.
Let's see.
You could see for yourself, and
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the point where we just became friends, and after that, it was just like it's just all fun.
Yeah,
well, not all
honestly-
fun, but yeah.
No, like for 99% of the time, me and Toby were basically the best friends since pretty much year one, which is almost 6 years ago. And
It is
I
quite
think we
insane.
lived through so much. And
When you're saying we lived through so much, we actually did. Our friendship wasn't only like all amazing, all fun, and all great. And I think that's what makes our friendship so strong. That we actually had our troubles, and
yeah, no, I think that's really
you know we had our goods and lows. You know.
Yeah, no, I think that's true. I feel like we had highs and lows, and I feel like for some reason having issues and having ups and downs is what really like at the end of the day, if you guys had ups and downs, and I feel like this goes for you and your friends as well, if you guys had ups and downs,
Yeah.
and you managed to work around that,
That
and you
just
manage to find like a common ground.
yeah, that just makes the friendship stronger. It
That
does.
it really does. Because trust me, if you guys are in a similar situation, or if you ever find yourself in a similar
I'd say
situation,
differently. Look how we ended up. We're living together. We're sitting on this couch that in our own apartment. So
yeah, I. A lot of people know that I don't have the best relationship with my father, and I don't think that's something that deserves to be talked about on this podcast itself.
no, that's gonna be on Hero Hero for $10 a month.
Still to be talked about. However, I do have to say that despite having a difficult relationship with my father, I feel like one thing that he always said that kind of resonated with me as a personality is no matter how hard you try and how hard you work, um, you still need luck to succeed at the end of the day.
It just
If you don't have that little bit of luck at the end of the day, there's no way you can get to the position you could be at your best case scenario.
man.
And I feel like we had so much luck,
Okay, yeah, no, I get it.
and I feel like basically I don't want to say that all of the stars align because we had our ups and downs. However, I do want to say that at the end of the day, we were really lucky at the way that things turned out. And
True.
I mean, is it not?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
I mean, like we had.
No. Just to explain myself, I was just going through all the memories in my head.
Yeah,
It
makes
was
sense.
quite funny. Yeah. No. Yeah. True. Yeah. We are lucky.
You know, I think like we got quite lucky after our ups and downs pretty much finished. Um,
Should I'll just say like the really short version. After him being like distant for like I don't know, half a year maybe,
Probably yeah,
he
6 months.
came to me and basically said I was right and yeah, all was fine.
Yeah, so the thing is, the dynamic of this friendship basically works around the fact that I am usually right.
No, hell no,
No.
hell no.
Hear me out. I am usually right, but the way that I deal with this is never admitting that I'm the one that's being right. Because if you do, then you're just basically
You know
sticking
what,
it to
guys?
the other person.
I'm gonna give him a minute to explain his fucking bullshit. I'm gonna refill my drink.
Okay, fair enough. So, hi guys. Quite nice to talk to you face to face.
Shut the fuck up.
But you make your own drink, okay? So the thing is, let me just tell the full story so you understand. We were basically pretty much perfect until I got into a committed relationship, and she was our mutual friend. Let's just say that. And
Do you think this is really like good content for like the first podcast?
I don't really give a fuck. We can just cut it out in case. But the
Yeah,
thing
go
is,
for, you know what? Go for it. Yeah, this is we had ideas for this first podcast, but I think this first podcast should be about our backstory, you know?
yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like it should be around what people we are, what kind of people we are, how we met, what's going on with our lives right now. And I don't think we should talk about the future. I feel like the future plans are for another episode.
I agree. This is a podcast about our backstory. Yeah, go on. I'm gonna make my drink.
Okay, so a mutual friend. I started dating her. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. And then at some point,
Kind of forgetting she was my best friend.
she was a mutual best friend.
No, she wasn't your best friend. She was my best friend, but man.
Okay, at first she was Toby's best friend, but it doesn't really matter for the sake of the story. Of course, it matters to him and to me to this day, but for the sake of the story, she was a mutual best friend.
Yeah, fair enough.
I started dating her, and Toby, of course, she was a better friend to her than I was back then, and I'm not ever willing to refuse that. However, he had some opinions about the relationship, and he had pretty much every single time anything ever happened between me and her, he had tips and tricks and ideas and thoughts on the relationship that at some point I knew that he was right, but I was just not willing to accept them. So I decided to just straight up refuse them. And I wanted to be best friends with her and with him, but it just didn't really work that
Short
way.
story, long story. That just don't work. That just doesn't work.
Yeah, that just doesn't work. If you're in a committed relationship, it's just the two of you. And if there's a third person telling you how to do this relationship, if you don't have the guts and if you don't have the commitment to your best friend to listen to him about your committed relationship, there was no other choice for me but to break it off. And unfortunately, instead
A
of
quick
breaking,
note here. This happened like 3 or 4 years ago. 3, I think. Is that right?
probably 3, yeah.
Yeah, let's call it 3. We still were friends. We still see each other, but it wasn't what it used to be. But
Yeah.
the point here is that, at least from my perspective, I wasn't mature enough to accept my friend having like some kind of a mature relationship and me kind of, I don't know how to call this, but I just don't think we were mature enough at that point.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any right for me to like blame you for that. I feel like way back
Yeah,
when
true. We were fucking kids. We still
were
are
kids.
kids.
We were kids. We were exploring our choices. I was personally in my first ever true committed relationship,
True.
and I don't think there was like way back then. I don't think I had the right to be mad at you. Nowadays, if you've done the same, I had all of the rights to be mad at you, to be
Yeah,
pissed
fair
at you,
enough.
and to break it off. But way back then, I don't think you had any insight into what the person is in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I feel like breaking it off was a pointless waste of time because you,
Well,
by the way,
well,
yeah,
to a
go
second
on.
extent, I'm really grateful for everything that happened. Because let's go back 3 years ago when your relationship was happening. We had this friendship, like a friendship group that it worked. It wasn't great, but the friendship group worked. It was me, his girlfriend, and yeah, and 2 other friends.
Yeah,
And basically, the friendship worked somehow. But in a time, I don't know. I think I wanted more from life. But it's weird saying it that I wanted more from life, but I really wanted something more, and this didn't work with the friend group. And at that time, the friend group stopped talking to me. We just didn't see eye to eye, and back then, I was really devastated from that, and I didn't really understand why. But looking back, I'm really happy it happened because that was a time when I really started doing what I loved. Started focusing on myself and started to learn that it's really important to to be able to. I don't have the right word for it, but to be able to work out your own shit with yourself, to be who you are, and to not just please other people. So, looking back, I'm really happy it happened. But at that point of time, I was devastated from it. But, look at us now.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay, stop right there. Just 1 second. I'm just gonna check if the camera is still rolling because
Yeah,
I'm not
please
sure.
do that because we're 24 minutes in.
Currently, the camera says we're 24 minutes and 16 seconds in.
Yeah, that's cool. I think
Okay, that makes perfect
Yeah.
sense. Okay, all right, that's cool.
that's dope.
All right, let's just Okay, let me start over. Anger, so I know how to edit this. Okay, I'm still holding my hand up. And 3, 2, 1, go. I'm letting it off. Okay, so I feel like we talked about the relationship that kind of broke us off for way too long. At this point, I don't think this is a therapy session, and for
It's not a
people to
therapy
get
session, but just to say the last note, we both really learned a lot from us being
stopping talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it's true. So we became friends after year one, pretty much, like in the middle of year one, maybe
Yeah,
in the first quarter of year
in
one.
the middle of year one,
Probably,
we
yeah.
became friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why are we friends? What do you think?
Well, I always thought of it that we really have this really good friendship dynamic, but
How would you describe the dynamic though?
to be honest, this is kind of like a recent idea of mine. I think this friendship dynamic works really well because he's the older brother and I'm the younger brother. And we both are kind of like the younger brother and older brother that we never had, even though we both have an older brother and a younger brother. No, I'm not saying like my older brother isn't amazing. He is, but I don't know if you guys have an older brother. Like if you guys have any other sibling, you have problems with them, right? And you always have an idea of this like perfect older brother. I'm not saying he is the perfect older brother, but I'm just saying we both take care of each other in the way other people can't. I'd say.
Can I comment?
Yeah,
Or
come on. Yeah,
you wanna
that was
finish?
space for you to comment.
Okay, good. Okay. I actually talked to a few classmates of ours.
Yeah.
Um, I actually talk to them about this quite often,
Really?
to be honest.
That's cool.
So, as you mentioned, we have this role of kind of a younger brother, meaning usually you, and an older brother, meaning usually
Yeah.
me. So, just to get you guys in the context, Toby has an older brother, and I do have a younger brother. And so we kind of know what's up. However, we usually, or at least I do, whenever I'm talking to my classmates or to people who know me pretty well, as well as to my family pretty much, I talk to them as basically living with a young person. And not to offend anybody, but it's basically like living with a person who's got ADHD, he's hyperactive, sometimes he's extremely hyperfocused. Occasionally, he's socially unavailable, and I don't mean this in a way that you cannot approach him. Of course, you can, everybody can. However, he doesn't. Occasionally, he doesn't really read the room perfectly, but that's just the way that people are occasionally. And honestly, I love every bit of it because I myself find to be a person who's, I don't want to say lazy, but I'm procrastinating till the last minute it's possible.
If I can just jump in here,
Yeah.
that's literally what I wanted to say for the past minute here. I think our personalities fit perfectly together.
Yeah, no, it's true. I feel like this person is way too proactive. I don't want to say 90% of the time, but I'm going to say like 50% of the time.
I'm gonna set an example here. I'm a person that if I don't do it differently, if I'm not active or doing something, it's like it's killing me inside. And he's a person who just can chill forever, not in a bad way, but sometimes
fair point.
I just I just pull him out, just to do some fun stuff, and this fun stuff fuels us, and it's just us having a great time.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like that's probably the best way I can describe this.
Right?
I love to do work that I do. I love to do photography. I love to capture memories of me and my friends, mostly Toby because that's just the person I live with. However, I feel like when it comes to schoolwork, and as some of you might know, the IB is quite a difficult thing to do when to ever achieve in your life.
Yeah.
Um, you need to work. You just need to work, and you need to work quite regularly and on a daily basis for you to produce decent work. However, I don't really do that, and I was never in the habit of doing that. And I remember last year. It's pretty much it's basically like longer than a year. It's basically like a year and a half or a year and 1 month. Actually, it's a year and 1 month. I think when I was doing my math, and it
I
came
think
down.
that's about a year ago. Literally a year ago, but yeah, go on, sorry.
Sorry. It's basically a year ago, and I remember sitting on this exact couch with my laptop open.
Nah, shit, that's not true. Literally a year ago, we haven't been in this apartment. So
We were. A year ago, we were in this apartment.
no, that was 7 months ago. That was like in.
Okay, in that case, it was
Sorry,
the math
I actually think we have been lying to our best friend Christian about the time of our math IA. Cause
Shit, you're right.
yeah,
Fuck.
you talking about it now, I just realized we have been lying to our friend. So shout out, sorry Christian. Yeah, we were lying to you today.
Kiki, do you love me still? I'm sorry. You were right. The math I isn't due for like another what, 2 months, 3 months.
I think it's about like 2 months.
I think you're gonna start talking
Month
about
and
it
a
in
half,
month
yeah.
and probably month and a half, and it's due for like 2 months.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I remember sitting on this exact couch, being lazy and procrastinating until the very last minute, and this guy had already came up with all of the ideas. He came up with all of the things that he's gonna do. He had all the photos prepared. He had everything he needed to do his like research paper in math. It was just basically a parabola, and you can imagine it as a. I'm gonna put up a picture over here.
Yeah, go for it.
Of like him skating, and it's basically like an air off in a bowl.
It was a frontside air, and I basically modeled the parabola of my frontside air.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the easiest math IA you could do, but
It's still quite high scored.
yeah, it's straightforward,
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
high scored, so why
Yeah.
not go for it, right?
Yeah, so that's exactly what he did. I was sitting on this couch, looking at him whenever, like, basically, he just had all of the work kind of set out for him. He had, like, this
True.
kind of. He didn't know he had a plan, but he did have a plan, and that just felt. I don't want to say bad, but I felt like I wasn't doing anything.
Well, I remember when I asked you about your math IA, and you said like, "Holy shit, that's you, right?"
Yeah, I'm this kind of person that does stuff last minute, I suppose.
But you always manage to do them. And I don't think people know this about you. They think that you just slack about school. You just have a different mindset, you know?
Yeah, so the thing is, I take a ridiculous amount of notes in classes, and when it comes to revision, I structure my notes in a way that I can just read the notes and understand the topic itself pretty much to like a above average level.
Well, I'd summarize it here. He's just like a fucking procrastinator, but he always pulls off when it matters. So, yeah.
Yeah, so basically last year we had to write a comparative study. It's an
You're really
HL
going
art.
off topic. Let's first finish the math thing. So I'm gonna finish
Yeah,
it
yeah,
fast.
fair enough.
Yeah, basically, I'm motivating him to do work because I'm ahead and he's behind and he feels bad. So yeah, we're supportive.
Do you remember the way that you pushed me into doing my math I?
Don't think so.
Okay, so the thing he did was I was laying on this exact couch and I was basically alternating between working on the math I plan. It wasn't even the research paper itself, but it was just the plan
Was
and
it
the
the
rough
time I
ideas.
stole your phone and all your stuff and let you out until you were done?
Yes.
Well, that was that time. Oh shit, that's quite fun.
He decided to take away my phone and he said, no social media, no music, no distractions. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
fine. So he's just gonna take my phone, put it over there on the kitchen table, and that's it. This dude proceeded to sit right next to me. He was on his own phone, just looking at stuff because he already done that shit. Like he didn't have to worry about stuff. And I was just sitting here doing my math IA paper, and he just put my phone. He just put it on the other side of the sofa, and he was just here and he was just here keeping track of if I leave the place that I was sitting in and I took my phone, he would just yell at me like crazy.
I think if I'm not thinking this wrong, but I remember like he getting up the couch and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "I'm gonna take a shit," and I was like, "Yeah, but be fast."
Yeah, he was really mad about me leaving the couch for good reasons as well. It doesn't really matter. We have this kind of active, usually proactive, regular work ethic kind of person. And then there's me who's fun. I love to be creative, but in only one aspect of art, which is
Lazy
photography.
bitch ass.
Regarding academic work, I cannot disagree with you. Like, honestly, you're right.
But as I said, when it matters, he pulls it together and does the shit. So
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's true.
when it matters, he pulls out. He pulls off.
Yeah, no. So, we live together.
Yeah, I think that you saying this should be the next theme of what we should talk about.
Absolutely.
Our living situation. Because as many of you know, we live across the street from our school. We actually see the school from our window.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but only few people have been in this apartment, and I don't think everybody understands our kind of like living situation.
Yeah, no, it's true. So the thing is, I don't really want to go into the backstory of how we got this apartment. However, the fact is, we live right here. There's a main road, and then right across the main road, there's a school. We literally, if you ever look at our account, you can see that the second post we did, it's the funny one with me waking Jay up. Um, at the very
Principe!
Yeah, that's the exact what I'm talking about. At the very beginning, I show you my school. It's literally the view from our apartment, and we live right across the street. And people know about this. People know that we live right across the street.
Teachers know about it, and they find it quite funny. I sometimes arrive in schools in pajamas and look like I've literally waked up 10 minutes ago, and yeah, I literally did wake up 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, so the thing is, regarding sleep schedules, I am usually the one who's pushing this hyperactive kid. He's basically like a really young child. I'm talking like 5 years of age or below. Like this guy, whenever he gets a whiff of sugar, when it comes to like 10 p.m., I am usually like, let's go to bed. Because I am tired and tomorrow I'm not going to be able to wake up. I wake up at 7 o'clock every single day. Either I scroll TikTok. Actually, what the fuck I'm saying?
You don't even have TikTok.
No, I fucking don't. I don't know. I just felt right. I scroll Instagram Shorts. I scroll my Instagram feed. I scroll YouTube Shorts and my subscribers, not subscriber, like
I
subscribe
mean
to
your
a list.
feed.
Yeah, basically just my feeds on social media. Or I do a breakfast. I do a morning shower. I'm kind of more of a morning shower person. And then I usually, if it doesn't come down to it, I wake up Jay. And it's every single morning. It's quite funny.
It is.
And the video that we did, which is pretty much the first reel we ever posted, it was supposed to be me waking up Jay, but I decided to do a twist on it, which was my friend Oliver. We already mentioned him. Shout out Oliver, and we decided to use him in our reel because we had a checklist and fun stuff. There was a lot of stuff that could be taken out of context and just put it into my waking up Jay morning.
Well,
video.
basically, Oliver was supposed to read a drama from Václav Havel, and he
Yeah.
was reading it out in the class, and we found it really funny, so I told him to film it, and yeah, then we had the idea to create like a funny mashup, so...
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And I am the person that wakes up at 7 o'clock in the morning every day. And this guy is pretty much the person who wakes up, I'm going to say 20 minutes before the first
Well,
class
not
starts.
even 20 minutes. I'm known for my, like, I don't know how you call them, but like like naps after you wake up.
Yeah, so basically this guy is willing to wake up at like what I'm saying, 6:30, 6:20. 6:20.
Well, 6:20 when I lived with my parents, but...
Okay, 7:20 when he lives with me in
Yeah,
this
fair,
apartment.
fair.
And if you wake him up at 7:20 as you hear the alarm go off, it's basically like I'm gonna take a schlofik, which is basically a nap. It's a really short nap. And this guy takes, I'm gonna assume like what, 3 consecutive ones?
Yeah, 3, but with the alarm after like 10 or 15 minutes, depending.
Basically, he just hits the fucking snooze button, not the end button or the terminate this fucking alarm clock
Yeah,
that's
the
pissing me off for
snooze.
the past 15 minutes. It's the snooze button. And when it rings, he proceeds to do it again until I am here having brewed tea, having brewed coffee, having made myself cereal, being fully dressed, taken a shower,
Yeah.
made my hair, made my whatever. He just doesn't want to wake up no matter what.
Well, to defend myself, why should I wake up? I wake up, just grab the clothes I see, put them on myself, brush my teeth, and go.
Yeah. Okay, how about you talk about what we want from this account? And I'm gonna make myself another drink.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So, basically, this account was created... I say for about 3 reasons, but the main reason is I think I've wanted this account for a long time, but it took us quite some time to realize that we really want to do this. Sharing your personal life on social media is a hard decision, And us realizing we really want to do this wasn't easy. The first reason why we wanted to do this is to kind of capture a memory of us living together. Because we're in year 6 and about 4 months, school ends. Our high school amazing life is over and we're gonna move on. And I don't know, we're gonna study in different countries and maybe we won't see each other. But the purpose of this account is, first of all, as I said, the first reason is to keep a memory. Even if this account doesn't blow up, doesn't have so much followers, and we're not famous, it's a memory that we have. It's the videos that we created, something that we've created from this apartment, from this friendship. Oh, thanks. Cheers. And the second reason is we'd like to keep this account going. We'd like to keep this account going even if we're at in different countries at different unis.
Yeah.
We'd like to continue our story going. And the third reason is I think people deserve to see and know basically the insides of our friendship and basically what's going on in our lives, because I feel it's really fun. Only like only the only in a casual day we have so much fun, and the things we experience are amazing. So I think people deserve to have some kind of knowledge about that.
Yeah. I totally agree. I feel like first of all, we did decide to do this as mostly like a memory
Yeah, the
time
first reasons
capsule, I
I said.
suppose. Yeah. I feel like no matter if you guys like it or not, you guys are the thing that's forcing us or the thing that makes us wanna record the stuff that we do.
True, because as I record, this is the first week of doing our
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
We like to post, I'd say, almost every day.
yeah.
And we want to post almost every day for you guys, because that's what's keeping us going. And every night we're like, oh shit, what's our next content gonna be? So I'd like to introduce this podcast kind of.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, should I go on? I'd like to introduce this podcast because we'd like to film a podcast every Thursday.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, this is
Oh, that's
Thursday
true.
evening, and we'd like to shoot a podcast every Thursday, and it's gonna come out on Instagram on Fridays, right?
If all goes well, it should come out on Friday. We're aiming for the afternoon, which is basically when everyone is chilled out. I understand that some of you may be in a pub or in a bar or with your friends.
True, but you could watch this with your friends in a pub. But to get to the main point,
Yeah,
we want to shoot a podcast every Thursday,
yeah,
and it should come out every Friday,
yeah,
right?
yeah. No, it's right. So, we really want to make this a regular thing. However,
We should call it like Podcast Thursdays.
I don't think we should.
No?
Honestly,
Yeah, okay,
man,
that's kinda
I
lame.
think it's kind of cliche. I
Yeah,
think it's
true.
kind of obvious. However, what I'm trying to say
Sorry,
is,
guys, I need to take a piss. So, yeah, he's gonna take over for a minute.
I can get the fuck out. Okay. Let me talk to you face to face. I know that we've been really good friends for a long time. It's been almost 6 years right now. And I'm not gonna call myself crazy by assuming what happens in the future. However, I know that no matter what happens, we'll always have these memories, and that is all that we're aiming for with this. I feel like all we're trying to do is you guys or this account itself is the motivation that we have for trying to record all the memories we have. I myself would love to call myself a photographer. I take my camera pretty much to every single party there is. I take my phone to every single party there is, and I shoot as much as possible. And I try to record everything that happens. But with this account, it's more private. It's more personal. It's more really just about the two of us. And since this guy, who's already in the scene, so I can't really talk that much about him.
Bitch, we have no snacks.
We have no snacks?
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry.
Shit.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna make myself another.
Yeah. So what happens is I really take you guys as a motivation or a reason to upload content more often and to record the things that we do because I know that even though you guys might not like it, even though you guys might fucking hate it, I don't give a flying fuck. Um, I know that one day I'll look at these edited videos and I'll know that they have some sort of value to them. But to me personally, they're gonna have ridiculous amounts of sentimental value behind them, and I'll know that way back when I was what fucking 15, 16, 17, 18, almost 20. I know that I did some crazy stuff with my best friend, and I think we'll appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's something that's just gonna. I don't want to say live forever because that is a cliche,
That is a cliche.
but when we just have our photos and our videos in our libraries,
Yeah,
it's not the same as if we create like this entire videos, right? It's just
Yeah.
not the same. This is something that, and I'd like to persist on it. That we'd like to just like put out content every week, like at least 4 videos a week, or just give out the content.
yeah. I think one thing that's really important to understand is there's two parts and two reasons or two schools of thought, whatever you guys want to call it, for us to make this content. Um, on one hand, you might find it ridiculously cringe. We do stupid stuff. We talk about sentimental stuff.
Well, to
The-
be honest, I don't think people find it cringe because people in school know about this account already.
And
And I
nobody
ha-
has talked
yeah.
to us in a bad way.
I
yet.
haven't heard any shit about it.
True.
And if people had bad things to say about it, they would say it already.
Probably. Yeah. So, as I said, there's two schools of thought about this. You either find it ridiculously cringe, or you find it kind of fun, or maybe a little bit educative. I don't really give a flying fuck. But the thing is, we think about this content as making a time capsule of our lives,
Yeah.
living together in this apartment, or actually, we're gonna probably put out a bunch of videos from the past of the two of
True,
us.
that's what we wanted to do. Put out pictures that are not from now, but I don't know, going back many years. And basically just sharing our lives with you.
Yeah.
But because we can't film new content every day, you know? So we'd like to give you kind of like a hint of our past and just
Yeah.
share something about us.
Makes sense. No, I feel like this is more. I don't want to say we don't give a fuck about you guys, but for the most part, this is about creating something that we can look back at on eventually when we're far away from each other. And as Toby mentioned, we want to keep this account running, even though I really want to study in Prague. I really love this country. I really love this city. And I feel like I want to stay here. And Toby is the exact opposite. He loves his family, but still he wants to study in London. He finds it somewhat fascinating. He finds it something like academically amazing.
I just want to go to London. I think my future is there, and we'll see what happens. But
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think what we want to say is we want to keep this going because
Yeah.
we don't want to break our friendship apart, and I think this account could be a way of us interacting, even
Yeah.
though
No, yeah, absolutely. I feel like at some point, the content that's on this exact account will kind of divide at some point. I feel like it's going to be
Yeah.
Toby traveling to London and learning about London and then eventually settling in on London.
yeah. But guys, this is far future.
Yeah, it's true. No, I feel
You're
like,
in for a ride for some amazing content.
I hope so. Honestly,
Yeah.
man, I hope so. I feel like
I do
this.
too.
I think this could work. I think this will work. I
And
really
if
hope
we
this will
become
work.
famous, it's just a bonus, you know.
Hmm. This is a thing that we do for ourselves.
And for our fun. Like, we enjoy doing this right now.
We're sitting in our tiny apartment.
It's not tiny, it's like 50 meters squared.
We're facing my mirrorless camera on a tripod in the middle of the fucking TV screen, which is huge as fuck, by the way. We're making ourselves drinks, and we are quite tipsy, let's be honest.
Tiny bit. Not much.
It's pretty much 11:30 by now. It's quite late. We're kind of tired because we did the Christmas tree video and we're still tired from that.
Yeah, that was crazy. We went to sleep like at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, if you guys saw the fucking Insta stories, we went to bed at like 3:30 officially because that's when we finished editing the vlog. And I think the same goes for you. We went to bed at like 4.
Yeah, we went to bed like at 4 and we're still recovering from that. But, you know, well, I'd like to wrap up this kind of like video for today.
I think it's way too long anyway.
And I'd like to wrap it up with kind of wanting help from you guys. Because this podcast Thursday, I want for you to enjoy it. So if you have any ideas, please DM us. We'd like to talk about things that you enjoy. Even if it's school related, we'd like to talk about it. We have a lot of experience being in year 6. So like, yeah, if you have an idea, DM us. Or even if you'd like to star in our podcast, we'd be happy to have company and talk with you.
Yeah.
We wanna collaborate. We wanna invite our friends. We wanna create interesting content for you guys. So please, if you have any ideas, please let us know. Even if you have ideas how to just improve our content or what
Yeah.
you'd like to see, let us know. We want to know.
Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna say the exact same thing that Toby just did. I think that this account is mostly for us, but at the very same time, we want to share our lives with you guys. And due to that, I feel like you have a say in what we put out as a content. Because
100%.
the content we put out is basically our lives, and you guys have a say in it. And I feel like that's more than enough power we can give you. And we would love to know what you guys want to see, who you guys want to see, what you guys want us to talk about. And I feel like that is something that is not something that everybody else does. And I feel like it's worth it for us because if you guys want us to talk about private stuff, I'm talking like our family situation or like our God knows fucking sex life. I don't really give a flying fuck. But if that's something you guys want, we're gonna talk about it anyway. And
Yeah, we
don't care.
We're trying to create a community. Yeah. It is a community that we're trying to create.
Yeah, the people from our school know that they're part of our community. They know that they're our friends. They're my friends and his friends, so therefore they're our friends. And they're somewhat, to some extent, of course, differentiating from person to person, but they're part of our lives.
Yeah,
they're part of the community
and
we are.
a big part of our lives because
Yeah,
we spend 6 years with these people, and I don't know, be happy about it or mad about it. These people are a part of our lives.
Yeah.
So if you have any ideas or I don't know any requests for our videos or podcasts, tell us because we're interested and we want to entertain you guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I feel like the Thursday podcast, as Toby called it. I think there's supposed to be something that we look forward to. I think there's supposed to be something that we make a little bit more serious, or at least make
I don't think it's something a little bit more serious. I think it's
something more involving our viewers.
true, and also something that we could really talk about, because in our videos there's not much talking. I don't want our videos to be about talking. I think that should be about experience. But these Thursday podcasts should be about really telling you about our lives, or just giving you more insight.
Yeah, I think the podcast or like these longer type videos should be more about including you guys in our lives and being really honest with you. Because no matter what we put out as reels, no matter what we put out as, I don't know, Instagram stories or posts or photos, no matter how good they are, no matter how funny they are, no matter how relatable they are, I feel like we aim to make these videos, like these Thursday podcasts, as something that you guys get to enjoy in a way that you get to know us. I feel like this is something that makes you guys a community, not just viewers, but a part of our content. And I feel like we really appreciate that. If you watch this till the end, great. If you didn't, that's fair enough.
That's up to you how much you watch.
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like these are the videos that we put out to make you guys feel included and to make you feel like, I don't know, you kind of know us on
Yeah.
a personal level and personal
100%,
basis.
because only a part of our friends know about what's going on in our lives, and
Yeah.
and we want to include you guys.
Yeah.
So if you want to be part of that journey, subscribe to our channel, or I don't know, it's Instagram. So follow us,
us.
and yeah, we would be delighted for you to become a part of our journey. So
Yeah.
thanks for watching this, and be excited for more videos to come, right?
Yeah, I suppose. So for me to have my last word, I
Yeah, go
suppose.
for it.
Thank you so much, guys. If you stuck all the way till the end, I don't know how this video is going to be long because we're probably going to cut it
be
down.
long, about like 57 minutes.
I don't know.
So bye, bitches.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure to have you guys here. It makes us feel really appreciated because we know that someone's watching on the other end.
Yeah. Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches. It is. See you guys.
Bye.